Hello, my name is Don and welcome to exactly where we left off on episode 5 of this series of Motorsport Manager with my creator team. So this is episode 6. We're literally, as I said, just starting right where we left off on episode 5, recording it straight after. So Arbolo obviously walked the race, part conditioning, some interviews. Andre Gomez has been claimed that your team's brakes are holding him back. He needs to button it. Just shush, mate. And a hard fought win for Arbolo. 11 days for our new engine, so that's positive. I would have liked a better gearbox, but it's just no options for a better gearbox. We've got one more race with this sponsor. This will be our last race with Maxwell's, hoping that we can now get a 2-star sponsor in this slot with our increased marketability. I'm hoping to try and get 3-star wrangled out for next season, guys, which will make it a lot easier going forward. So we've got 2 scouting reports. Max Schmidt, he looks good, but he is fuel hungry, dedicated, and training young drivers. Okay, that's irrelevant. Plus on morale, but he does look decent. Similar sort of marketability to Andre Gomez, so we're going to favourite him. And Harry Webb, American, 4% marketability. Crash happy, which reduces his focus. Optimist and suspicious about media reports. Okay, that's temporary though. Again, decent driver. We're going to add him to the favourites list for the end of the season sort of reviews. 4 more drivers to scout, including one that I've sort of picked out from the championship that I like. I mentioned that a lot of that's based on this previous series with ZRT and personal saves. Edward Mello is hated by his own mechanics. Okay, let's scout him. Consistency is worrying, but let's scout him anyway. See if the fact that his mechanics don't like him might encourage him to come to our team. Changing a vote. Oh, choosing a vote. So I mentioned this in the last episode, guys. I said I was hoping this would come up and I was going to look for spec engines. So we're going to do that. I know there's lots of votes. If you ever want to have a look at this, it will be in somebody else's series, but what I'm going to do is just look for spec engines. So spec suspension, it's got to be here somewhere. Spec engines. Base performance of 150, which is better than our engine by a long way. But lowers the cost of the car substantially because engines are extremely expensive. You know that one that we developed in the last episode was 1.75 million. So I am happy to do this. Apparently it will not benefit us because despite the fact that we're in our first season, it is our traditional. So I don't really care. Let's confirm it. It costs us $1 million to do this, but it's $1 million to save 7 or 8 million next season. Mixed response round the paddock. Bit ironic that I'm developing an engine and doing that, but again, there's no real leap I could make forward with an engine next season. So anyway, let's get this on performance and take this brake off and this engine on. Try and get the reliability of that up. Going into this race, when are we even at this race calendar? We are going to be at Munich, so halfway point of the season right now, of course. I am scouting area John Sadar, so that's interesting. We've got Maisie Jones, very good driver apart from smoothness, but the 1% marketability means that I am not even remotely interested in her. Particularly when we're a team that we need to go well with our money. So we've got another scout report. It's Ollie Ryan. He's decent as well. Crash happy, born leader, so he's good when he's leading a race. Filming a documentary which increases markability plus 25, so he's actually 6% markability. We are going to ignore him. We'll get rid of this scouting report. So new vote started. Spec engines. We are going to vote for with +2. So this in theory is 5 votes for right now. 4 undecided and 2 against. So we need one of these undecided to go with us. We've got spec engines for next season, guys. I just fist pumped. Hallelujah. That is a lot of money saved for next season. The next vote is in 27 days time, and it will be for unlimited pit stop crews. Okay. What's the other one? Is 31 laps on average. What's our current rules? Laps on average 27. I'm actually fairly happy with 27. I will probably abstain both these votes. Larger pit stop crews does help, of course, but I'm probably just going to abstain because it's across the board. I'm not that bothered. So I'd rather have the 2 votes built up for next season. So that gives us free spec parts for next season in the engine and, of course, the wings. So we only need to focus on free parts, which does actually tempt me that while I'm not happy with this gearbox situation, let's try and get something out of it. So what we want is this maybe. Yeah, let's just iteration it basically. So I think iteration on this is the best way to go. Or we could just go for the 100% reliability. Oh, that's worse than the one we have. But it can't even get as good as the one we've got. That's how bad it is. So we'll iteration this. Just to try and get something basically. It's going to cost us 1.1 million. Let's not worry about that too much. We've got another scout report incoming in a second. We'll have 2 by the time it actually stops maybe, not just the 1. Car, what's our fuel efficiency like right now? 3-star. Yeah, whatever. -1 it is, I don't care. To be honest. Yes, I would love a test track too, mate. Edda Jonsadur's scout report is through. She is a paid driver. Mechanic relationship -20, which means she can't get the full bonus. But I am very interested in Edda Jonsadur, if I am honest. Markability is slightly down on Gomez, but not by much. So it's manageable, and the team markability should hopefully increase for next season as well. Yes, I have it. Don't you worry. Got plenty of money. Right, so we're now going to Munich. Scouting report finished on Mellow. It's decent. Not any better than what we've got. Rival with teammate, overtaking specialist. Doesn't like Calvacanti. Who would be a much better driver to hire, but much more expensive. And much worse marketability. So I'm actually going to scout him. It does have a fairly big break contract clause, which is interesting. Compare you with Gomez, please. So you're better at braking, same at cornering, worse at smoothness, better at overtaking, worse consistency, worse adaptability, better fitness, a lot worse feedback, better focus. Okay, interesting. But cost per race is 220. I'm just curious to see. Yeah, so even our maximum, we're actually going to be saving money here. I don't mind. So person pays all. Yeah. May consider Edward Mello at the end of the season. We've got him on the favourites list, but I just sort of wanted an idea of what he was wanting. We're going to go for a 9th year. For our bonus, fit parts please. That engines came good fairly quickly, so let's go with that. Yep, that works for me. So, decent upgrade for Andre Gomez. I will be back after practice, guys. And that's us just finished practice. I actually went away, so I missed the end of it, so I'm not sure what we've got, if I'm honest. Light bit of drizzle, which is interesting. Just because it mixes this race up compared to the others. I think it's the first wet race we've had in this series, but it's almost certainly going to be an inter stage. So, do we go light footed on inters, or do we go just for the soft tires? We're going to go light footed on inters, and you'll get soft tires as well. So we're going to start on inters. I believe I'm going to fuel up for about 8 laps if I can, because I'm guessing that'll be about right. In fact, actually, with Gomez, I'm going to fuel up for the whole 10 because you're light footed on them. How long can they last anyway? That so we can actually go pretty much attacking. What's the track temperature? It's actually quite high. Ouch. Light footed on inters doesn't seem quite such a good perk now. We're going to go back to that and flick that way, just to get that speed balance perfect. This one, leave it that, and we'll fuel you up again for the full 10. Attack, 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 attack. No longer starting at the back of the grid because, of course, good results mean we're now ahead of the Predators with both drivers. Frankie Kane done a good job since he came in. I should have done the trick that I showed in the last episode as well, but I've seen it. People doing in other videos and saying that they were getting better starts, which was the push and then move to attacking after the initial start. But we didn't, and we've had a bad start. Fools on me. Kenny charging away. I'm really hoping we get offered a gearbox before the end of this season because we really need it. We do have spec engines next season, of course. But this gearbox that we've got, this gearbox issue that we've got, so rather, is awful. Safety car leaving garage. No, pause, low, 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 low. Santa Ana has crashed. No change in the weather yet, so we might as well just stay out on low, low. No sign of drying up anyway. And this is only going to be out for 3 laps. I'll be back after the safety car period, guys. Got 1 lap of the safety car period to go. We've caught up with it. I'm actually going to start pushing the tyres, try and get the temperatures back. Just so we've got an advantage on the rest of the field. As you can see, they're all conserving still. So hopefully we can get the temperatures back and have our tyres in a better temperature range than the rest of the field. It's not really working though. No, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Temperatures are starting to go up, they are starting to go up, and we're going to go into high fuel mixture on both cars. So our fuel temperature is slightly better than everyone else's, but not by much. Our tyre wear is better on Gomez's than everyone else's, obviously to that light footed perk. Weather is starting to show signs of improvement. In a few laps time, so what I'm actually going to do is medium. I'm actually going to go on low with Gomez and try and stretch this stint out to the end of this wet period, which will be about lap 8. So actually no, we don't need to be on low, we need to be on medium. In fact, we might maybe even do high because nah, maybe not, I'm not sure. I'm going to stick to medium just in case. And we're going to drop down to pushing on both. Got the tyre window in a very good, the tyre temperatures in a very good window on both cars. So pushing will hopefully keep it in that window without exceeding it too much. Don't worry, Andre, you're sort of our puppet, if you want to call it that. You're going to be the guy that pits and hopefully doesn't get any mistakes at the exact right time for changeover. Got 3 laps left of fuel in both cars. Actually, I'm going to go low on Andre just to make sure, because I think it will be near our lap 12. So I need 4 laps rather than 3 laps, but I think we can salvage this. We're going to go low on both. I'm not even going to go into neutral tyres for Kane. He doesn't have light footed, and we have burnt up quite a bit. And hopefully they all need to pit before then. Certainly some of the cars look like they might have to. Sabado, Chu, just looking at cars behind us. And the fact that you couldn't fuel up for 10 laps, as much as it would have been nice to have, you were only able to fuel up for 10. We've actually gained fuel because of that, although we do have lower fuel efficiency than everyone else because we're down to 3-star fuel efficiency. Kane really struggling now, but it's fine, don't worry about it, mate. Just got to stretch this out to lap 12 or so, which we are struggling to do. They've got to come back out on inters, they cannot not come out on inters, so hopefully even if it's just the end of the next lap that we can manage, then that's fine. We're going to go attacking Gomez. We'll pit you, going to be 0.13 worth of fuel, medium 0.7, that's fine, and you'll do 11 laps, so we've got 14 laps remaining, so we're going to go for 7, so do 8 so we can push. You'll have 0.19, we do high, we're going to have 0.3, that's fine, and again we'll do 7 laps worth of fuel, with 1 extra. Gearbox is looking a bit meh. But I think our switchover period will be better than the rest of the field who stopped a lap earlier. But with it being just a single lap's difference, is it enough? Right, Kane, no mistakes please, I need no mistakes. We've stacked. It's a good pit stop nonetheless, but the stack didn't work off. Good pit stop for both, but the stack really did not work. Kane come back out in 9th. He wants inters, that's fine, we're not getting them, we're actually going to go into high and high. Battle away, Kane. Any more rain scheduled? Not just now. And we're now going back down the order again. So it looks like we're going to have a losing race here, guys, money wise. Shouldn't be too bad though. At least not at disastrous levels. Because neither of our drivers have shown any sort of real pace. There's no way we could go at the end. We are on the quicker tyre, which is slightly worrying me. In fact, why are we not pushing the tyres when we can? Because we've got plenty of laps in us to do that. That's maybe part of the issue going forward. So, push both our drivers, try and get some track position back. Although I'm not going to hold my breath on that. Come on, Frankie. He is catching Gerard. Or below winning this race again. I need to actually look at the constructors. I'd be very interested to see what the situation is with the constructors. Still no more rain scheduled. At present anyway. We've got another 2 laps to do. We've got plenty of fuel. We've probably overdone the fuel here. Conditioning, you're fine. Conditioning. That gearbox worries me quite a bit. So so nervous because just the way this race has gone. Certainly that wet period did not work out for us the way I hoped it would. Right, come on Frankie, come on Andre. Early pit stop for Gerard though. In fact, a lot of these medium runners, which also gives me hope that they're going to come back out on mediums, but the car just has shown it's just not good enough. The fact that gearbox is so important on this race as well doesn't help. And do we go for one more lap? Yes we do. We're going to go into overtake mode with both and do one more lap, so we can do that. So let's stick in a banker. And we'll run out of fuel just before we get there, but that's fine. Do that. And again, we'll run out of fuel just before we get there, so that's fine. If we don't put that extra lap of fuel in, what's our... Okay, we'll go with that. Calvin, it's not accurate anyway because Cavalcanti is right behind us, so I'm not actually sure what it's trying to tell us. Yes, don't worry about your tyres, you're just doing one lap of this banker sort of level. Medium on, out lap, high please, so that you've got just enough fuel. Yeah, fine. Medium on the out. In fact, yeah, we'll just go with that. Huge mistake on the tyres. 11 seconds lost with Gomez. Not good at all. With 5 laps remaining, we have plenty of fuel, so let's go high on Frankie. What's the conditioning like here? That gearbox worries me, so I'm not going to do it on Gomez. Which we want points, as many points as we can get. We are in some championship battles. Arbel was absolutely smoking this race. And unfortunately he's driving in the same team as Jean Tudor, which puts me off even thinking we're going to get him. Get her, sorry. If she's in a championship winning team or a championship competing team, she's not going to jump down to a team that is battling mid-table, regardless of the fact that we're overachieving. Kinney's lap times are very poor as well. 2 seconds slower than the guy in front and a second slower than the guy behind. And even slower on this lap. Is that rain? It is. Where's Gomez? There. Okay, Gomez, your race is over anyway, so let's take the gamble. Take the gamble that he's going to be so much quicker on inters that he's going to get this pit stop back over 2 laps. When he comes out, he's going to go just attack, overtake. Good pit stop, please, thank you. It's a big gamble with the amount of laps left, but one worth taking, I think. That's what the logic is. It's a gamble, mate. You were going nowhere. Arbelo's retired from the lead, which is good. No, we're not going to worry about that gearbox. It should last then, even on overtake. Right, leave it out. The fact that Gomez should now be on the right tyres, so hopefully he will eat, but he's maybe just too far behind. I think it's 16 seconds. But you see the difference. If we had an extra lap or two, we would have had plenty of time. to do it. We're actually going to go back down to high just to try and protect that gearbox just a little bit, because I think we've got too many laps to go. But he took 10 seconds out of the man there, so he is on the right tyre easily. It's just a matter of, do we run out of track before we catch Marchetta, which I think is going to be the case. Yeah, and I think we needed another 2 or 3 laps to make that work. We didn't really look, I think we lost 1 place maybe at worst. But we were definitely so much faster at the end there. We could have handed a win because of Orbalo retiring. Not sure why he retired, I didn't see what he said. Positive stuff though. It was a gamble, it didn't pay off, but it was a gamble worth taking under the circumstance to try and maybe gain an extra point or 2. So we've lost position to Silva, we're now 8 points behind them, still 6 ahead of Archer and well ahead of Predator. It's not been a happy hunting ground, Munich, for me, to be honest. But in future, hopefully it will be. Please to someone sell us a gearbox. Is what I'm thinking right now, because that'd make a huge difference there. We have lost money. It's fair enough. That will end this episode though, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, a like and subscribe is always appreciated, and I'll hopefully catch you all next time.